Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Medieval Reader. So today I want to talk about the first 6 books of the Iliad, which we were supposed to have read last Sunday, but I will most likely be uploading my reflections on Wednesday because that's when I'll be able to get to the books for the previous week. So today is for last Sunday, and as I have indicated, I am using the Barry Powell translation made in 2014, published by Oxford University Press. So that is the edition that I'm using, but I also don't think that it matters a whole lot what edition you use. I have to say that I didn't think that the Iliad would be so funny, but there are definitely scenes in the work that are basically slapstick. For example, when Ares is complaining to Zeus that he was injured by Athena, it's so hilarious. And Zeus is like, "You're just like my wife." Of course, Zeus is always incredibly misogynistic. "You're just like my wife. She's always liking to fight. You need to be put in your place." There's also Aphrodite, who is being ridiculed after she's been injured. And it's always funny because the gods are immortal, so they can't die. Well, they need Zeus to actually keep them alive, it seems, because Zeus tells Ares, okay, I will heal you. I won't, send you away because you are my son. But those were really funny moments. I feel like I need to know some Hittite mythology. My edition in the footnotes mentions similarities between the Greek and the Hittite mythologies. So now I actually want to learn more about Near Eastern civilizations and their religions in particular. And it's kind of not surprising that I'm focusing on religion, as I am generally interested in religion. So if I focus a lot on the gods and the role of the gods in human affairs, first, it is a major theme in the work, and second, that's just kind of what I'm interested in. At first I thought that Homer would be on the side of the Greeks, but it's not clear whose side the narrator is on, because there's a lot of care given to describing the Trojans and their suffering as well, especially in book 6 when Hector meets his wife and his child and says goodbye to them. You know that Hector's wife will be raped when Troy falls, and evidently Odysseus will destroy the sun. It says that in the footnotes in my edition, and I'm sure that your editions too kind of tell you what's going to happen. It's just, that there's going to be these tragedies. Of course, that Troy will be destroyed. And so I was feeling for the Trojans, but I'm wondering why Hector doesn't just lock up his brother Paris. I mean, if Paris is all the problem, I feel like it's just ridiculous. Like, Hector insults his brother, but then he's like, "Oh yeah, you started this. Oh well, I guess that's why we're kind of angry with you. But you're a good fighter." What? And then there's Helen, who I can't figure out. She was kidnapped by Paris, so she's a victim of Paris's violence. But then he's her husband, but then she's also married to Menelaus. So I'm a little bit confused about this arrangement, but it is quite a mess, and she's probably more innocent than the poet makes her out to be. I thought it was particularly surprising that people trust so much in the gods and the gods' protection, particularly Zeus's protection. There's one part, I think, in book 1 where some people say, "Oh, well, Zeus will always have her back. Zeus will protect us in the end. Zeus will make everything good." And then you see how Zeus behaves, how he lies to Agamemnon in a dream, how he takes sides with Achilles. It's just ridiculous. And then, you have some of the gods, like Athena, who are on the side of the Greeks, and then you have Ares on the side of the Trojans, and the gods are fighting amongst each other, and it's all a game for them. How do they still trust the gods? I don't know. And it's just particularly tragic because there is really no sense to the infighting between the gods. Like, there's just no sense to it. It's not like people really care. It's not like Athena really cares about justice when she sides with the Greeks. Like, I'm not really, it just seems very random. And I guess that's the point, that fate is random. Most of the people can't see the gods. Occasionally, like Diomedes, people are given the gift to be able to see the gods. And sometimes the gods will appear in disguise, particularly Athena, who's definitely my favorite goddess. I mean, she is my favorite god. She is powerful, she's a warrior, she's probably more caring than most of the other gods. Although when the Trojans offer gifts to her, she doesn't care. So she's also really petty and takes sides. There's this... It's really sad to read about these people placing their trust in these gods and the gods just not caring at all about the people. And then, you know, particularly trusting in Zeus, who is really the worst god. I mean, he is nasty, he is petty, he abuses women, he's awful. And yet people still, you know, have to pray to him. He's the god of hospitality, which I think is hilarious. But there you go. There's one great moment when Helen stands up to Zeus and basically says, look, I'm a god too, and so I will assert my authority. I think that happens in book 1 when Zeus is on the side of the Trojans and Helen is on the side of the Greeks, and she's like, no, you know, I oppose you, and, you know, my authority might not be at the same level as yours because Zeus is like the head god. But I'm still a god and I still have authority, and I thought it was great. Women don't have a lot of authority in an epic like this. But we do get a glimpse into the lives of the women. The gods don't seem to care much about the women, but it was very touching to read in book 6 when Hector has to leave his wife. The trustworthiness of dreams is actually a theme that's explored at great length in medieval courtly romances and epics. Particularly the Romance of the Rose. Obviously, so far dreams aren't trustworthy because Agamemnon is being lied to by Zeus. It's also really hard to know what side to be on, at least speaking for myself and hopefully for all of you. Women as prizes? That's really what's behind this conflict, is women are prizes, and when they're taken away, the men lose honor, but of course the women have no dignity. So I thought it was just, you know, ridiculous all around. Agamemnon versus Achilles. I don't really care for either, but Homer's audience would have been very drawn into the story. Certainly the humor is there. And I cannot deny that I am enjoying this poem. It's definitely more entertaining than I thought it would be. And I look forward to reading the next few chapters and making another video next Wednesday. Let me know what you thought about the first 6 books, and I will talk to you later. Bye now.